All right, Rob, let's get right to it. The news of the day, or certainly one of the big stories of the day, Giannis Antetokounmpo wins his second straight MVP award and became the third player, along with Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon, to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season.
Very impressive. Very impressive. And he's 25 years old. Chris.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, the big deal is that a lot of people think that because they went out, Giannis and his Bucks went out 4-1 to the Miami Heat in the second round of the playoffs. And the one game that they won, Giannis got hurt in the first quarter and only played 11 minutes. A lot of people are saying he didn't deserve it. They're saying LeBron James should have won this MVP award. Now, I am an official voter. I take my vote seriously, and I voted for Giannis, and I have absolutely, positively no regrets about voting for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Folks, listen to me. It is a regular season award. The ballots are due. The ballots were actually due before they even started playing games in the bubble. So I don't care what happens in the playoffs. It has no bearing on the award. Now, I will say, going forward, right, when you see a guy struggle in the playoffs after winning MVP, yeah, that can affect your vote for the next season. But for this season, it was about the first 65 games or whatever it was that each team played before the pandemic struck. And Giannis Antetokounmpo had better individual statistics than LeBron, better traditional stats, points, rebounds, field goal percentage, things like that. He was a better defensive player, as evidenced by his Defensive Player of the Year award. He had better analytical stats. He had one of the greatest PERs of all time. And his team, without a second star, without an Anthony Davis, he led the Milwaukee Bucks to the best record in the league. Rob, what more can you ask from a guy when you're looking for the MVP?
Case closed. Case closed. I wrote a column for Deadspin, Chris, today, just saying stop it with the false narrative about that he doesn't deserve it and comparing him to Steve Nash and all this other stuff. It is ridiculous. You just said it. His numbers were as impressive as you can get. And Chris, he also won.
Right.
LeBron didn't have the best record. He didn't have an Anthony Davis. And here's the other case against LeBron. Anthony Davis had better numbers than LeBron, Chris, other than the assists.
He did.
Last year, without Anthony Davis, the Lakers didn't even make the playoffs, regardless of what the circumstances were. And then when Anthony Davis got there, they have a chance to go to the finals. So you can make the case that Anthony Davis was an MVP or helped LeBron and the Lakers get to where they are.
No question.
So stop with the false narrative. No. And it's not a Lifetime Achievement Award. We don't care that this is year 17 and that LeBron James doesn't get any extra credit for this being long in the tooth. He doesn't get any extra credit because he can get a discount at Denny's on breakfast because he's older. None of that stuff matters.
You're right. It's no curve. All right. We're not grading on a curve. The fact that LeBron is 35 in his 17th year.
Means nothing.
Means absolutely nothing. That's what a lot of people start their argument with.
Right. Wow,
well, he's 35.
Right.
Look, I'll give you this. Best 17th season by a player in NBA history.
When they make up the award for that, we'll give it to him.
Right.
How's that?
Right. And I'm not taking an iota away from LeBron. LeBron had a tremendous year. He had a great year. Giannis had a better one. That's all there is to it. And Rob, there are some people.
That's why the vote was the way it was.
It was 85 out of, I believe, 101.
Yes.
First place votes. Giannis got 85 out of 101.
That's a rout. It's a rout, Chris.
It was, look, there are very few. LeBron James is the best player in the world, and he's the best player on the Lakers. But there are some that have argued Anthony Davis is their MVP. You just said it, Rob. Statistically, he led the Lakers in everything but assists. Somebody texted me a little while ago that they think AD's the best player on the Lakers. And they said, look at the numbers, the stats. And they said John Stockton is rolling over in his grave. We know he's not dead, but just facetiously.
Right.
Saying, where's my MVP award? You know, I led us in assists, but Karl Malone was the MVP.
Right. The MVP. Exactly.
So
that's a great point.
I'll give you the only time, Rob, that like they bring up the 35 years old, 17 season, that LeBron, you know, that's in the argument. The only time that could potentially enter the argument, Rob, is if LeBron had say never won an MVP, right? And a bunch of writers, it's happened before where they give a lifetime achievement award.
I don't like it.
It shouldn't be, but you know how it is. That would enter into an argument. And I wouldn't be that mad at it if that's the case. If a guy clearly was the best, you know, all-time great, just had never, for whatever reason, won the MVP, deserved it maybe a few years, then you throw that in because he should have one. But outside of that, no.
I'll give you one other thing, and I'd love to hear what people are thinking. But maybe if they just announced the award, Chris, right after the season before the playoffs start. And then this way, you could get over it. You don't have to remember God, what happened, and just announce it, and then you go forward, and then you won't have any of that. Just announce it.
They should have a show, Rob. They should have a nice
you get to the playoffs.
Award show. Right. You got about 4 or 5 days before the playoffs.
Right, and just
have a nice award show. Yep.
And then we can move forward.
You're not going to get the players there because obviously they're getting ready for the playoffs, but you can get to them, you know, in their home, have an interview with them in their home, kind of like they do on TNT with the All-Star team. Yeah. Make it nice because you're right. And here's the thing. Let's clear up this narrative. I want to list several MVPs, Rob, who won the MVP award and then got ousted in either the first or second round of the playoffs. Because people act like Giannis is the only one. All right. In 2017, Russell Westbrook wins the MVP award and gets beaten 4-1 in the first round of the playoffs. Okay? In 2007, Dirk Nowitzki wins the MVP award, gets upset by Golden State in the first round of the playoffs. I believe Golden State was the 8th seed that year. Dallas was 1. 2002, Tim Duncan wins the MVP award and gets ousted in the second round of the playoffs. Guess what? 4-1. Just like Giannis. 4-1. We're talking about one of the greatest players to ever live. 1999, Karl Malone wins the MVP award, booted in the second round of the playoffs. And here's the kicker, Rob. 1988, Michael Jordan wins his first MVP award, wiped out of the playoffs in the second round, 4-1.
There you go. So stop with this like this is a Giannis thing.
Yes.
And one other thing, Chris, 877-99 on Fox will throw the number out. The other thing is stop with this whole idea about, if the media likes you or whatever, they vote for you and some secretive narrative. My biggest exhibit A is Barry Bonds, who won 7 MVPs, Chris. 7. Did the media? Did he like the media? Did the media like Barry Bonds?
Not at all.
Not at all. So stop. Stop with that.
Great point.
His talent was undeniable. That's why he won the MVP.
Absolutely. The media are far less biased than players, coaches, even fans. And to be honest, Giannis actually won the fan vote too. So that should settle it. Case closed. Now, I will say this last thing before we get to throw out the number for the callers. Rob, a lot of people say, well, they should just wait till the playoffs, include the playoffs and the finals, and give one MVP award. Don't even do a regular season one. Well, that would be the finals MVP.
Right. That's why they give that award.
Honest, you're not going to give the playoff MVP award. Let's say you did do that and you wait till after the finals to give the award. You're not giving it to a guy that went out in the second round. even if he was the best player. So let's say Denver loses to the Lakers this round, and Jokic is great, but they lose. You could argue Jokic should be the MVP.
Yep.
Would he get it? No, because they got beat. Jimmy Butler, if they lose to Boston or if they get to the finals and lose, would anybody feel good if they gave Jimmy Butler the MVP award? No, because the regular season he didn't deserve it. And then if he was great in the playoffs, leading Miami to the finals when nobody thought they could get there, but still lost, it wouldn't feel right. So it would always just be the finals MVP. That's why we have the regular season MVP, which we should keep.
It totally makes
sense. And the finals MVP.
They're two separate seasons.
Yep.